Now, we have to speak on the subject of Latin America. We're talking about Brazil, and the country's Minister for Foreign Relations, Mario Luis Vieira, is counting on President John Dramani Mahama to use his influence as ECOWAS chairman to help advance Brazil's push for reforms at the United Nations.
Mr. Vieira, who called on President John Mahama, the Flagstaff House, says his country wants to see changes at the UN Security Council and how the global body operates in general. Here's Redwan Karim Dini Osman's report.
We would like to take advantage of your leadership in this continent to establish maybe a new dialogue about the international system, the United Nations. We'd like to talk with you and to discuss, and through you with Africa, the possibilities of reform of the UN Security Council, and of course the working methods of the UN, because we think it's very important to have an up-to-date organization with the presence and the contribution of developing countries as ours.
Mario Luis Vieira says as countries in the global world, there are good prospects for the mutual cooperation and development for Brazil and Ghana. He commended Ghana for her developmental efforts and called for more deliberations on ways of improving the economies of both countries.
We would like also to continue to strengthen our relationship, our economic relationship, and to increase our trade. It's very good, it's very vibrant, but I think that both our economies could have even a bigger trade, bigger than what we have today.
President John Mahama lauded relations between the two states over the years while briefing the foreign minister on the progress of work on some major projects being funded by the Brazilian government.
There are several other projects we're working on. We appreciate Brazilian engineering, and it's become very fashionable in most of the sites where they work for people to just come and see the efficiency with which the work is going on. And especially they like to work at nights. It's not very usual in this part of the world. And so when they put on all the bright lights and they're busy working, people find it a bit fascinating. And so we're very happy at the work that is going on.
He disclosed that the official signing of the IMF program will pave way for extensive debt sustainability analysis to ensure the continuity of key projects. The president added that government is hoping to convene a permanent joint commission for cooperation to discuss all outstanding issues.
We've been trying to work on a master facility agreement, and we're hoping to advance that discussion. We would see our way clear after we sign on to the IMF program, and I'm expecting that the board meeting will be on the 3rd of April. And so once that is done, one of the things we need to look at is debt sustainability analysis and see what kind of innovative credit lines we can use. Certainly there will be some restrictions on commercial borrowing, commercial finance, but I'm sure that with the projects we're working with your country, we should be able to find some innovative means of being able to continue some of the very critical infrastructure projects that we're working on.
Redwan Karim Dini Osman, Joy News, Flagstaff House, Accra.
Parenting more than a child is a daunting task for any household, let alone a physically challenged mother with a jobless blind husband.
Well, this is the story of Ikia Veje, a 45-year-old woman who begs for alms to cater for as many as 8 dependents. Though she would not confirm, her neighbors say she first had a set of quadruplets, followed by another child, and then triplets at the last attempts.
We bring a report by Patrick VC Bologa.
Ikia Veje is a 45-year-old physically challenged mother. This is her base at the Kwashiman traffic light of the N1 highway. Her mission here defines her family's fate. This is where Ikia Veje and her 4 children sit every day on the N1 highway to ask for alms from drivers and passengers just to feed herself and her 4 children, as well as see her children through a better education in the country. She earns about 20 Ghana cedis daily from begging to help in the upbringing of her children. Her husband is blind and solicits for alms at Kaneshie. She has no place to lay her head, so she makes do with any space decent enough around Kwame Nkrumah Circle to accommodate her and her family. Ekuya's children include 10-year quadruplets and nearly 2-year-old twins. Her neighbors tell me she has 8 children in all, but Ekuya spoke to me of only 4. This is Elizabeth, a neighbor with a front row seat into Ekuya's life.
She told me she has 8 children. This is where she sits every day to beg for alms. We found out from her if the rest of the children are in school, but she said no. She has sent them to be fostered, but the family wasn't taking good enough care of them, so she decided to do so herself by begging on the streets. She comes between 6 and 7 a.m. and leaves between 10 and 11 a.m.
Ekuya is very protective of her children and rarely sleeps for fear of someone stealing them away in the night. Ekuya tells me she plans to sell sachet water and rent out plastic chairs as business. What she needs now is a refrigerator and some plastic chairs to kick off.
I usually get 20 cedis a day. I do not have a home. I sleep anywhere I get space in the capital. Because of the children, I am not able to sleep at night because I am scared someone may steal them away. My husband is blind. He supports us with what he gets. My children do not go to school. I do not want anyone to take my children away. A woman is supposed to take care of her own children. I don't want government intervention. Social welfare came for my children, but I went for them because they didn't provide for me as a 3-year-old nursing mother. When I asked for food, they refused me, so I do not need their help. All the help I need is a fridge, to sell sachet water and plastic chairs to rent, so I can get something to feed my family.
2 of her sons explain why they are not in school and their desire to get educated and become electrical engineer and soldier respectively.
As for me, I want to go back to school. So anyone who will help me enroll in school so I can help the country in future is a welcome idea. I also want the fridge to be bought for my mother so she can help us through school. I want to become an electrical engineer, so I want a school which is well endowed in science.
But I'm 10 years.
I am 10 years old. My parents take care of us the best way they can, but the problem is they cannot pay our fees. They are now saving to take us to school. I dropped at class 3 and my brother dropped out in class 4. With help, all I want is what my mother requested for so she can enroll us in school. As for me, I want to become a soldier. I want to go to a school that has cadet because of my dream of becoming a military man.
They do not fault their struggling parents because they try to give them the best of life as they can.
My mother tried taking us to school. She bought us items required for school and gave us to a woman, but the woman took us to school for a week and withdrew us. She gave the items to her children instead and made us work on her farm. So our mother decided to bring us back to try and educate us here.
So after engaging her in this conversation, the news team gave alms. And guess what? She said a prayer for the team. Patricia Novisi Buluga reporting for Joy News.
Yeah, again, human interest stories are supposed to bring out a lot more emotions in us, and I guess this one got us too.
Yeah, I guess this reinforces, you know, the saying that count your blessings and name them one by one. We have lots of things that sometimes we don't appreciate, but we hope, you know, that this lady gets her fridge. I mean, all she's asking for is a fridge so she can, you know, start setting up something.
I guess that also talks about how porous our social welfare system is in our country.
You know, because she mentioned social welfare came for her children, but she had to go and get them back.
Well, the variety of mobile phones on the market allows people to try all kinds of cool settings with their handsets.
For example, using your favorite song as a ringtone. Does your ringtone tell perhaps the genre of music you love listening to? Here's Bibi Bejua Afo's report.
One is at liberty to decide whatever prompt is appropriate for a ringtone. It could be music, voice notes, sounds of living creatures, or whatever excites the user. Mobile phones are very personal assets and many people are addicted to its usage. For some, the choice of ringtone reflects their mood and serves as a constant reminder of key messages that affect them.
Oh, it's Arise by Don Moen. And I like this track because it really inspires me. So that anytime I get a call, I just feel happy by hearing.
What you gonna do with it, eh? What you gonna do? Take them all back to the street. That's why I keep the thing on my side. Stepping with the mindset of a mobster.
Yes, because of the lyrics I hear in the music. That's why I use it as my ringtone. I love it so much.
Aside the pop, is there any other that you love?
No. Only hip hop. Only hip hop.
Rich gang, got duck baby. Got like 4 ounces in the 20, bitch.
Just like this song. That's why I'm using this track.
Others hold contrary views on what should make an appropriate ringtone.
The default tone, because for me it is the best, because from the manufacturers they have given you that tone for your phone to be identified, and honestly I don't like that kind of whereby public nonsense, excuse me to use that word, everybody going one way. I don't see any sense in that. Last I saw an elderly man, like let's say 60s, having that Medjugorje tone on his phone. I was like, wow.
No matter your ringtone, the mobile phone still remains an exciting and useful communication gadget. Just make sure you keep it safe and use it well for the purposes intended for. Bibi Bejua Afo, join me.
Stepping with the mindset of a mobster.
Another song is Akon.
What's your ringtone?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a jazz by El Clues called Another Sunset.
Okay, I don't have one because I love everything, and I mean I can have everything as a ringtone. So I decided to just stay out of it.
Yeah. Well, it goes for all of us, I guess. You should get a ringtone.
I don't know which one to choose.
Oh, well, I'll choose for you.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in Ghana are now opting to use wax prints for their clothes rather than what is known loosely as already made to attend functions such as weddings, outdoorings, and graduations. I love to wear them even on the show.
Well, I guess this has made local fabric quite popular at such functions or occasions. And do you, however, know that these wax prints have names and used to assess your social standing depending on what type you're wearing? And Hannah Odami has been finding out from the hub of the cloth trade in the central business districts of Ghana's capital.
A whole block at the Rollins Park is awash with wax prints in various colors, designs and quality, including the pirated ones that local manufacturers say is killing their business. Depending on your local dialect, the wax print could be Mama, Avo, Zani or Intama. I, however, found out in my interactions, not all Intimas are the same.
The name is City Hotel.
City Hotel?
Yeah.
Why?
It's very unique.
Yeah.
For both adoring and then wedding or any occasion. It's very unique. Yeah.
What about those who are going for engagements, for instance? Do they come looking for specific types of clothes?
Yes. For the color orange, for instance, they like it because it's like Golden Jubilee. They normally use something like this with the color. So they go with this. And then after even giving birth, after 3 months, they demand something like yellow or orange. So they normally pick this type of colors for.
Do they come for Angelina as well?
Yes,
because this has become very common in the Ghanaian culture.
Yeah, this is like international market. Every foreigner likes Angelina, and even with the Ghanaians, we use this Angelina. It goes with all colors.
We use it for what we call pata pata.
Pata pata for all occasions.
So take us through the names of some of the clothes, for instance.
This is Ashidipo.
Ashidipo.
Yeah.
Ashidipo.
Ashidipo means
Let's have a look at it.
Ashidipo.
Can we have a look at it?
Yeah. This is
Ashidipo. Oh, pretty. I think I have seen this. For young ladies like me, we don't usually go for this type. Am I right?
Young ladies normally go for those without names.
Exactly. I prefer to come with the ones with colors. So for me, I will probably go for this because the colors are a lot and may blend. Or if I have to ask you to choose, which one will you choose for me?
I will choose something like this for you. Something like this.
And what's the name?
This one, okay, we call it Akwechu.
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 I have heard of Owachide Bakumfu.
Yes.
Do you have that here?
Yes, I have it. This is Owachide Bakumfu. Yes, it's Owachide.
Okay. Who will usually come for this? Is it
normally it's the elderly people. Definitely, everyone on this earth will die.
What if I give birth today? What cloth will you choose for me for my naming ceremony?
This is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, God is with us.
And this is Obapa. Good woman and noble woman. So I'll choose something like this for you.
What about the funerals? When somebody has to come and choose?
They normally go for black and wine. And this one with the name Wiasi Beni.
Okay, don't ask me what I'm wearing. I have no idea how it is called, but we've got to move on.
You ladies need to learn these things.
It doesn't stick, does it?
It should stick.
But sometimes when you know the name, you don't want to wear it.
I remember back in the day, my mother used to know the names, and it was fashionable then. For example, if it was GTP or it was Holland, etc., you were on top. Yeah. Especially when it was Holland.
I know Sasa. You remember Sasa?
Sure.
Well, veteran Ghanaian singer Asabia Cropper says she's set to stage her comeback into the music industry this year after a long break from the music scene.
And she explains that the break from the industry was to attend to family and some other personal issues and hopes to make another hit. The proud Gardangbe, who is noted globally for showcasing her culture, has no doubt that her fans will be excited to hear from her again.
I'll be coming out with a song called If You Wanna Dance With Me, No Wretchedness, You Gotta Dress Decently.
Well, Asavia is credited with many hit songs in the early 90s and remembered for her unique kente culture, traditional tekua, her horns, beads, kente outfits, and that silky voice with the Ada lyrics.
And some of the songs also were hit songs in the 80s as well. She also says she feels excited when she hears young talent sing and excel in their musical career.
Chachale wamaya domio, yayole wamaya domio. Awechale, awenyele, awechale, awenyele. Kibidomia, jeje maya, kibidomia, jeje maya, maya mango, ne maya, chachengo, maya mango, maya chachengo. Wamaya, wamaya, domio. Wamaya, wamaya. Oh, I love you so. You are all I have. That's why I love you so much. I need you so.
Well, for those of you not too old, I guess you have to go into your tracks or your archives to get to know that very song. Well,
yeah.
We only had one TV station at the time, so we only had to watch it from there.
So from a physically challenged woman married to a blind man, all through to what your ringtone is, and now Asabia Cropper. I can't wait for that music that she's dropping later this year. We said,
one thing though, please, you should host there one of these days.
Yeah, I will. I would love to. But that's it for the AM News. We hope that we've satisfied you enough. But you can go to myjoyonline.com for more news. We'll come back and tell you what the newspapers are reporting this Monday.
Just stay on. We'll be right back.